Hey everyone, I'm Abhinya and Shweta on the other side. And last year we have launched Byte-Sized Podcast, which comprises of we have break down the technical topics into bite-sized podcasts. It has been an incredible journey of learning and sharing knowledge with we people. So this time we are excited to kick off the AWS AI workshop series. It's all about learning, sharing, and growing together. So it will be, we are planning to host on every Saturday.
Okay, this week, today we have Aadhithya with us sharing valuable insights on getting started with AI and AWS. Also, big shout to Anisha for joining us as a co host. Stay tuned for more sessions, hands on workshops, and exciting discussions ahead. Let's keep exploring AWS AI together. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, hi Shweta.
Hi, hi.
Hi
Hi,
Shweta.
Vijay. Hi, Vijay. Hi, Adi.
Hi
Hi,
Shweta.
Anisha. Hi, Tanush.
Yes,
Yeah, you can start. Probably we'll schedule. I mean, as schedule, you can start off. People will be joining if needed.
okay.
Mm.
So, am I audible? So, I'll start with the presentation. So, like what we are going to discuss today, it's related to AI and it's completely basics. You don't need to have any knowledge related to AWS or AI, anything related to that. We'll start from scratch totally. So, like just a short intro about me. I'm Aditya. I'm having 5+ years of experience related to AI, blockchain, DevOps, metaverse, almost every other stuffs related to like backend development, front end development, everything. And like one of my greatest achievement is related to like getting fund from the government of India, DST, and I have two patents currently. So let's directly dive into what is AI. So yeah. So like to explain about AI, uh, so like we all know about AI only when ChatGPT came into play, right? So, but what AI came into play was it's around 10 to 15 years back when machine learning, object detection, and like deep learning, and also like data science like that came into play. So it's the basic stuffs when it started yearly, like around 20 to 15 years back. So the first basic object detection was related to YOLO, which they was founded YOLO V1. So it's related to just detecting the object and like just introducing how objects or how machines can learn how to detect an object. So it's like just a tool. Like you can see, like the machine learning it started 20 years ago, like this, and now it like it took over the world. Like everyone has started using the Chat GPT, and like currently DeepSeek also came into play, right? So it's going like that, and it's also going to turn over the speed of AI development and like the robotics that's going to come into play like in the next 4 to 5 years. So that's how it's going to be like it's getting faster than each and every day. So yeah, so it started like this, like we humans thought how to teach the machines to understand what an object is, what an image is, what an like let's take what an pen is, like that. So but when like after that it got more fast forward once when like one of the biggest paper known as known as transformers. So the transformers paper was the base of almost all the chat gpts and all the gpts like llm models, everything, right? So that's the base for all the structures. So like it came into like this, and now it's going like almost like this. So yeah, so the classification of AI, right? So AI is just a field of study. Like it is a very vast area, and inside AI we are actually having machine learning, deep learning, and inside deep learning we are also having generative AI, and like all this comes together like a data science as well. So like we can say data science comes around like this. So it's not an AI, but it's also comes with the data. So it will be like somewhat related to like it's the main stuff that which we'll be using to do all the AI stuff like machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI, everything. Right? So that's the basic stuff which we needed. So like machine learning, right? So when we go into machine learning, it's like let's take if you're going to have an like large amount of data. So let's take you're having your organizational so, like leave or attendance details, everything like that. So what happens is you will be doing all the trainings like you're going to predict something. Like let's take if you're going to predict who is going to be absent like next week, who is going to give a better performance like other than everyone else, like that. And also like you can also predict that like if you're going to take an college data or school data, so you're going to predict something like let's take their attendance percentage, their CGPA, like that, right? So you can also do that. So that's one of the use cases of machine learning. Other than that, there are many use cases. So other than that, let's go into deep learning. So deep learning is it's just a neural networks of everything that already the ML has, and also it has like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and also it's like giving a machine the consciousness that it can see things, it can also visualize things. So it's what deep learning does. So it's like detecting of number plates, like when you're traveling at an high speed vehicle driveways. So we are getting bills, right? It's an automated way that deep learning works. So like let's take if you're going around on 90 kilometer speed, and like you're breaking the law. At that time, what happens is it detects the number plate of the vehicle. It does the calculation of what speed you are going. Like it does all the calculation behind that, and also it what it does is it will be giving you the like the bill that which you are getting, right. So behind this deep learning, there is a bigger stuff. So I'll just draw it out. So like let's take so let's take this is a road or camera that which you are driving your vehicle, and this is the view of the camera. So the camera is right here. So the camera can have a short view length, right? So it is like this. So the vehicle is moving from this location to this location. Okay. So he is driving around 90 to 100 kilometer per hour speed. Okay, so but how does this camera calculate, right? So what happens is it takes each and every frames. So at the starting of the position, it takes this frame. So it does all the calculations, all the image recognitions. So it takes the number plate here. So the number plate you will be getting here at the first point, and like it takes the last position the camera has access to. So it calculates the distance between the first point and second point, and what it will be doing is it will be like the basic calculation it does. So like speed is equal to distance by time taken, right? So it does the basic calculation over here, and it finds what speed you are going on. So it finds if you are going on 90, and it does the calculation needed, and it will be sending you the bill. So this is the just the basic stuff that the machine learning does. Um, yeah, so you can say this how it works. So the generative AI, right? So generative AI, everyone knows how to use ChatGPT. I don't need to explain that. But the basic knowledge how ChatGPT works in reality, right? So we are having TBs of data. So we'll be having like the GPT-3, right? It was trained with around 40 GBs of data. and after that it was converted into like the GPT-4. It had almost 40 trillion TBs of data like that. So it's the knowledge that it has is almost like compared to a baby that just born, but it has almost every knowledge that till the world when the world became into existence, right? So it has that much amount of knowledge. You can almost ask everything related to like just a basic stuff to an PhD level of knowledge that which you need. So it's that much knowledgeable, and you can use ChatGPTs in many good ways. So how they we'll look into this later because we'll look into the basics. So yeah. So, one of the basic questions that everyone asks about AI can replace humans or not. So, but what I think about AI is it will be like helping us to improvise the speed. Like, I came into artificial intelligence and machine learning like around 5 years before the ChatGPT came into play. So, like one of the biggest thing was it was very difficult to find the resources to learn AI, and also like to do the image recognition, object detection, everything, right? So it really takes that much time to just get a small resources and just a small bit of coding to do the process. But once ChatGPT came into play, like even a junior developer or an intern can develop a website very easily. Like all they need to do is just take a screenshot and upload that, and like it just makes the work of humans more easily. So what I think is it will be in the future, it will be more AI plus human collaborations together, and it won't actually replace us. It will be increasing the efficiency. If you're going to like give and have a deadline, let's say if you are having a deadline for 1 month, you can do that work within a week. So that's how it's going to be very fast paced world, like in the next like in the next 1 year. So like because when DeepSeek came into play, right, it does all the works better than ChatGPT. So it just increase the speed of all the work that which you are going to do. So that's how it's going to be. And slide. So why we need AWS for AI? So they are actually having many. It makes our life more easier. We don't need to type anything. There are more or less code to no code stuffs that are available directly in the AWS, and you can easily scale many stuffs. That also you don't need to pay for all the stuff that which you need, which you are going to run. All you need to do is pay as you go. So it will be like very easy to work upon, and also like it will be very basic, and you don't need most of the technical stuff to start working in the AWS. So it is also like more easy to work with S3 buckets and lambdas. You can integrate with multiple tools. You can do step function, like you can integrate everything. You can have your own UI in the AWS itself. So you don't need to have a separate place to deploy your model. You don't need to have a separate place to deploy your website. So it will be more easy for you. And in AWS, we are actually having more than 10 to 20 AI related stuff, starting from Amazon Recognition to Amazon Lex. And like the most recent one is Amazon Bedrock, where we will be having all the LLMs, foundation models, and also we will be having agents, which is currently going on very hyper. And other than that, you can also build your own RAG chatbots, everything with the bedrocks and also like recognition. So today we'll be looking up with respect to recognition, and also we can see Lex as well. If we get some time, we will be looking into Amazon Bedrock as well. So let's get started with recognition. I'll just show an example and I'll explain how it does in the background. Yeah. So once you get into the recognition, you'll be landing into this page. Yeah. So you'll be landing into this page, and it will be having in basic stuff how you will be using the create project. You can do with your own data sets. You can also like train you with your own data sets like that. So other than that, we are having projects and came into the custom labels. Right. We are having label detection, image properties, image moderation, and almost every other stars. So we will start with image detection. So what you can do is you can just upload an image and you can find what's the content in that image. Okay. So like let's take if you are going to upload a simple image of a dog. So it just analyzes and it gives you the result like this. So bicycle, car, wheels, and a motorcycle as well. So like how does this actually work, right? So the model behind this. So what happens is when you upload an image, like there are two possible ways. Okay, so the first one is how they train that model. The second one is how the model actually detects. So in this, we'll be looking how the model detects. So once you upload the image, it pixelates the image. So let's take if you're having an 1080 cross 1080 image, it will be cut down into pixels. So this is the pixels. Let's take if you're I don't know, like let's take if you're having a wheel, something like this. Not that good. Okay, it looks like a ball. Okay, so we'll have this as a ball. So what happens is the ball, it takes from here. So again this single pixel, it's there, right? So this pixel will be again split into multiple parts inside that. Okay, so So in this, we only have this short space where the image needs to detect one particular part, right? We only have that short part. So, like we all know that the system understand only zeros and ones, and other than that, we can also have binaries, hexadecimals like that values. The system understands, right? So, what happens now is like let's take only decimals because that's easy for us to understand, but there are multiple methods you can also do with hexadecimal binaries and everything. So like let's take we are going to define that there all the places that are empty will be having that as zero, and the places that which you need to have an object that is going to detect as one. Okay, so here we are having 0 0 0 0, all these spots as zero, and in this spot we are having both. So we'll be having 0 1, something like that, and we are having here both. We'll be having 1 1 and 1 1 as well, and 0 1. So this part, it's there, right? It's been done for all these pixels. So it does this within like the milliseconds. It does this in the backend. Okay, so it does for all the parts, and it finds like what is the matching, like this is the part that does the detection. Okay, so when we go with the training, what it does, it's the same principle. It just splits the image for the bicycle or for the ball that which it just draw, and what now it does is it understands where the ball is, because the ball has this particular pattern, right? So it understands the pattern that if it comes in 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 like that, it understands that it's a ball. So if the same pattern matches with the image that which you're going to feed, it recognizes that it's the ball. And this is how the training process goes. So we'll be training with multiples of like around we might need around thousands of positive images to train this one one object, and we also need some negative images that are not related to the object that which are going to show, right? So that's like a positive and negative images, and we are having more than 20 to 30 types of image recognition tools that are actually available, like TensorFlow Lite, and also we can take YOLO V1 to V8. Currently, they are doing the V9 stuff, and other than that, we are also having Tensor Board. There are more stuffs that which we can talk for the whole day, but currently, I'll just give you an example how the basic ML works. So we are going to take 1,000 positive images and another around 100 negative images like that, or we can also take 1,000 negative images. So positive images is the object that which we need to detect. In this case, it's going to be a ball. Okay, So on the negative images, it's going to be the background of the ball. Like let's take the shoe that a boy is going to hit that, and like let's also take the background of the grass, something like that. So what we will be doing is we'll be feeding them both to the like to a code that which we have built, or we can also feed that to the AWS, which they have custom training model. I guess where is that custom? Yeah. Use custom labels, right? You need to create a project over there, and what it does is, so yeah. So once the object is uploaded, we all know that we'll be splitting the data set from the 100% of the data sets into 70, 20, and 10 like that, or we can also split as 80, 10, 10 like that. It's like the first 70% it will be used for training the model, and the 70% is for training, and the other you can take it as 20 or 15 plus 15 like that. The other 15 15 it's for testing and validation, so to validate that the model is doing the accurate predictions or not. What happens if we give the 100% of data to the training of the model service? You don't have the data to test it, so you don't know, like whatever the image which you're going to give to test, it will be giving you the 100% of the results. So we'll be splitting this to do like so that it can predict that if the output that which we expected, it's giving a proper accuracy or a proper output that which we expected or not. So that's why we are splitting this. And once we do this, we'll be having using the basic like y x train, y train, and we'll be having the code for this. And once that's done, you'll be finally getting the model. So this will be, for example, let's take TensorFlow or TensorFlow Lite or anything. So what we can do with this model is you can give the image dot jpg, jpg. Yeah. So when you give a jpg image, it will be comparing this both to the comparison, and it will be giving that if this is the image that which you are expecting or not. If that doesn't add up to the image that which you given, it will be giving that it's not there. So this is a basic concept that is going on in the back end of the object over here. Okay, the same thing goes up with image properties. So image properties, it's actually it will be taking the colors, so the color also has a pattern, so it will be giving the color pattern. So like it finds the color, whatever the color patterns you needed, it will be, you can like take it out from here, and you can also use the color patterns wherever you get. So other than that, so it's just a blurring up. This is this one, the image moderation and facial analysis. Like what happens is like we doesn't know that if it's AI made or if it's like this facial recognition, it's just to find the facial view of if they are smiling or not. But there is something known as face liveness. So it's what we will be doing with this is we'll be giving the like you view, like everyone must have done the KYC thing in our mobiles, right? What it does is it will be see like we need to open our camera and we need to see it, look into that, and it will be like telling that if that person is real or not, like that, right? So that's the same concept over here. Yeah, just a minute. I'll just turn off my camera. Yeah, right. So what it does now, so yeah, it asked me to do some of the stuffs, and now it finds out that it's real or not, right? So that's the same way. So this can be used in integrations with finding if the person is human or if the person is not human, if he's an like AI made images like that. So that's one of the example where we can use those. So the celebrity recognition, it's like it finds the images of the most famous peoples like that. Uh, yeah. And text in images, when you upload an image, it does like this is another one big concept known as optical character recognition. So what it does is each and every person will be having a different handwritten style, right? So my handwritten style is somewhat messy. So if I want to train a model to understand my own languages, what I'll be doing is I'll be writing my own handwritten text. Like I'll be feeding it with all the text that which I have. Let's take if I'll be feeding it with all the text like my own handwritten book like that. So I'll be having this. So the same way how I explained this part, right? So now what happens is we'll be training doing the same stuff. We'll be pixelating the numbers or text or characters into multiple pieces, and we'll be doing the training process like the same way we does with the images. And now what happens is it understands that this is the number one that the user is trying to write or trying to recognize. So this same process is done in the backend of optical character recognition, and that's what is the backbone of this text in image. Okay. So for example, let us upload today's poster. It actually gives, understands, and gives all the text over here. You can see this. The whole text can be copied, and you can also take it out anywhere. Okay. So other than this, yeah, it's just a person. It just recognizes the for example, if you're going to have an own factory or an workspace, and like you want to detect if a person is working or not, if a person is taking rest or not, if a person is wearing all the safety equipments that is needed or not, you can use this ppe, personal protective equipments. Yeah. And video demos, it analyzes the videos, it gives whoever in the video, like the current thing that you did in the image recognition, right? Image properties, it does the same thing over here. It recognizes who are the person in this, what are the objects that comes in the videos like that, and just gives everything like this. So other than that, you can connect with the metrics, you can do the monitoring with CloudWatch. You can also create your own custom model. So this is the basic stuff about Amazon recognition. um, yeah, I already explained this. Now, the next part is Amazon Lex. So, Amazon Lex is the base of whatever we do with Alexa, right? Alexa, play music, Alexa, play a song, Alexa, add a object to my cart, everything, right? So, that's the backbone of Amazon Lex. What we can do is we can have a chatbot. Where is Lex? Lex. Yeah, this is the Lex. So you'll be getting over here. So now what Lex actually does is it automates the chatbot stuff. You can also integrate with voice related, like you can connect with your own voice. You can like not with own voice, but they are having a preset of voices over here, and you can connect with that. And like we could also have a traditional chatbot in this sideway. And the current stuff, like around 3 to 4 months back, they launched with the V2, which is for generative AI. You can integrate with the any number of LLMs you wanted. You can create on multiple chatbots over here. So the basic bot you can see here is like I already have an retail order management. So let's keep it out. So you can add multiple languages as well in this. So you can test it out. Like the intents that which I have added here is when I say hi, it won't be giving and proper response. What it will be doing is I can't understand the what you're trying to tell, and you need to have only this number of things like that. So that's a basic thing that the intent does. Is can you see here? And like I can say that I want to cancel my order, and it will be asking for the number. that has in. Yeah. So how we can do this? Start. Um, let's start with the bots. Like they also provide a bot template where you can actually like edit the templates, and you can also use it in your own use cases wherever you want. And like the airline services, the auto insurance, like this, they are having around 5 use cases. Like when you click on this, you can actually deploy it directly without anything needed, and it will run in the cloud formation. It will be deploying in around 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll go with the basic bots. And when we create the bot, there are two stuffs. One is traditional and one is generative AI. We'll look into both. So traditional, what it does is it will be like you'll be having a set of functions. Like when you say hi, you need to give this word, and welcome to the organization. Thank you for your text. Like you can you can ask some of the questions that whichever thing you want. Like what is my order, and where is my order, and like the order details, cancel my order, like that. And you can also start with an example like this. So the example chatbot, what it does is I like to book a hotel, which city, like that. It's asking all the details, but it's not a generative AI. It's like a fixed thing. Whatever you do, whatever you ask other than this, it won't be giving you a context. So when we go with generative AI, what it does is it will be understanding the context that which you are going to ask, and it will be giving you the output, like you are asking with ChatGPT, right? So that's the same way it works, but it will be doing with your own personal data. Other than the personal data, whatever the thing that which you're going to ask, it won't be giving you any context, or it won't be giving you any details related to that. So let's take book trip. So not all skills here, and you can explain. You need to book um, booking chatbot who helps people in booking their trips, like this. You can also create your own or create an existing role. And if it's done for children, you can have it as yes, or if it's not for children, you can have it as no. So what happens is it's going to be a serverless thing once the time once it's been around 1 to, you can set it as 24 hours to 1 minute. So what happens is when no user comes and like ask any question, it will go as ideal. Like it will time out and it will stop the building process. So, yeah. So you can select multiple languages you want, English, India, and also US, like that. The voice, there are multiple voices like this. Yeah, you can also find multiple voices. Uh, so you can also the intent classification, like this is the threshold, like whatever the question that which you're going to ask, like what is my order, like if that is not that much clear, it will be asking you to repeat the question. If that order is somewhat proper and if it is very clear, it will be like if it reaches the threshold of 0.40, then it will be responding you with the most relevant to the question that you should ask. Okay, so like we can describe. So we need to describe the whatever the stuff that we're going to do. So you need to bring the people to trip to particular place location. Oh, the thing is, you need to have at least 200 words in this. So, and like we can copy this as well. You can select your model. Like currently, they only have for Cloud V2. but maybe in future when you have your own, like you can actually deploy your own model in Bedrock, which you'll see later. But once you do that, you can actually integrate it here. If you want to add another language, you need to click this and it will open up again, and you need to set up with another language as well. So you can see the intent here. So the intents are like it's like asking whatever the question that which you're going to ask, right? That's the intent. Let's take, I want to cancel this trip. It that does that need to go and trigger the cancellation of the trip that which they have done, right? So it needs to be like that. And the same way when let's take, I want to book a trip to Paris, like that. So that's another intent. It needs to do the booking stuff. You can also see here, it will be actually creating your own like customized trips, and almost it will be giving you some of the details. It will be adding its own intent like this, like it will be adding the intent in like few minutes here. Like you can also add your own intent, use built-in intent. You can like integrate with other like Amazon's fallback like this Gen A feature like this. And you need to give the intent a name. So once you do that, you can directly add it to your. So we'll just do this. So it does order books. It like the intent that which we thought of creating, right? We need to go and give the intent for whatever the stuff that which it's going to do, like for booking the trip, for the canceling the trip, cancel the order, order food, like that. It actually created itself. Like you can see this, book a trip, book a vacation. Can you book a trip to the destination, like this? So it's actually created automatically, and you can add the selection, you can confirm intent and slot type. Once you do this, it will be automatically adding the stuffs. It takes some time, like a minute. You can see this, all the intents are added here. And once you add this, you need to build that. So that's you can add this. So other than that, you can also have multiple kinds of, like let's take, you can also integrate this with your own WhatsApp, like using Trello or like Meta, like that. Once you integrated that, you can directly do the chatting in the WhatsApp itself, like the integration of chatbot in your. Uh, yeah. Let's ask book me a trip. Can you give the destination? Let's go for Paris. Yes. Start date. Hmm. Stay 10 Feb 2025. End date 16 Feb. Number of people 5. So yeah, so that's it. So it actually booked that trip. And like other than like giving just intent, book trip is fulfilled, what you can do is your summary is like this. You have like you can do whatever the stuff which you wanted, like that. Like here is an order summary of your trip and your details. You can also integrate with Gen AI. And what you can do is you can give, like we have integrated it with Gen AI. So other than that, what you can do now is you can like give suggestions for the locations inside the location that the user asked. For example, here Paris, and it needs to give locations like the Eiffel Tower, which is the very popular location over there. And other than that, it can also show there is a multiple like location that is better than Paris, like that. So we can also build it like that. So this is one of the example of Lex. You can also, like in the same way, you can also do with voice recognition. But I don't do that now. But you can do that. Maybe you can do that. Book me a trip. That worked or not? Book me a trip. Okay, so I guess my voice is not that much clear, so that it doesn't work. So other than that, we are also having the conversation flows. So based on that, the whatever the conversation that which you are having, right? So the question that which you are going to ask, we can also see that here. Start. Like we currently don't have that much data in this, so I we just created it, right? So we don't have what's the conversation flow. Most of the uses it. You can see all the analytics, like whatever the questions, most frequent questions that the user asks, you can see that like a flow chart over here. um, Other than that, you can also see the intent performance. If the users intent the intent that which we have given, right, we have deployed that. If that's actually working properly or not, you can also test it out over here. Other than that, you can also have where's the network of bots. So create a network of bots. What you can do is you can connect with multiple number of LLMs like this. Like I didn't mean the LLM. Like multiple number of chatbots with Lex, and you can also like connect them together. Like if you want to do like booking, you can redirect the network to the booking chatbot that which you have built. And also, if you are going to have a cancellation chatbot, we can actually do the cancellation of this. We can actually do that part as well. Like it's actually integrating all the things together. So that is the part. Um, Other than that, that's what Lex does. We got some time, so we can also look into what Bedrock does. So when you get into Bedrock, you'll be in this overview page, not over here. Will be so once you get into the Bedrock, the first thing that which you need to do is get access for the models that which are going to test. So we are actually having multiple models around 40, I guess, currently. They have today they have also listed DeepSeek R1 model as well in the Bedrock. You can use that as well. But the thing is, you need to deploy that in your own servers, and it will be costing around $98 per hour to deploy that in your own server and use that. So it's your own risk. The model catalog, yeah, we are having around 47 serverless models. Serverless is that you can test it out, test the models, and you need to do only for the usage that which you are like, it's pay as you go. The You are going to pay only for the stuff that which you are going to use. Okay, so once you come over here, what you're going to do is you need to get the model access, and for that is that right, modify access. Once you come here and click on the modify access, it will come to this part, this page, and all you need to do is solve or yeah, modify model access and select all models. When you click on this, it will be like selecting all the models, and then next, so submit. So it will be requesting the access to all the models that which you are going to use. So once you submitted that, it will take some around 3 to 5 minutes. After that, you will be granted access, and it will be mailed directly to your mail. So that the access has been granted, and you can actually use the model directly in the model catalog itself. So here we have the serverless model. and you can start with the base model like Claude instead of Claude. The latest one is Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and once you start it here, open in the playground, there is a comparison mode over here, like which was recently updated after a suggestion that which we have done to AWS. They have updated this. So what it does is it compares between multiple models. So all you need to do is click on that and select a model. It's like it's a model. You can go like this and apply. So it'll be added here. I guess what we can for some issues. We'll add another one model as well. We'll select. You can adjust the parameters over here. The temperature is when you increase the temperature, it will be giving much more like it will be like temperature. It's like when you increase the temperature, it won't be giving outside of the context that which you're asking. But when you decrease it, it will be dreaming the stuff that which you're asking. So it's like that. You can also add like hi, how are you and what are you doing? Can you write me about database products? So it will take some time. Once the configuration you have done over here, you can see here. Sorry, let's do that back. Yeah, so these are the parameters that which you're going to add. You can click on this and it will be giving the parameters for this as well. You can adjust the temperature, adjust the top speed, the length, the context ratios. If you're having like guardrails is one of the main things that the AWS has introduced. It's like restricting users from asking some of the stuff that they are not supposed to ask. You can manage your own guardrail for the model that which are going to implement. If you're going to implement your own let's take if you're going to implement this LLM model as an API to your own use case for your like any use case that which you want. And when user comes and asks something that's not relevant that the model should not answer, you can manage it with the guardrail over here. So the parameters once you have added that and once you have edited that, so like I forgot to mention that there is a thing. Where is that? There's a thing a system prompt. So what you when you give this, it will be like a template. You are going to instruct the model. You should give like let's take you should explain any content that the user asks as detailed as possible, and also it must be plain and clear so that 5-year-old kid can understand. Okay, so we will add the same model over here, which is no up over. Okay. But what we have done here is we have added the prompt over here, and other than that, we don't have the prompt over here. So that's the only change we have done here. And now we'll ask Amazon Bedrock and nothing else. So let's see how different the model responds. All right, let's imagine, like you see the difference over here, right? So, box of Legos. The Legos are very basic, very special because they are able to build amazing sort of stuffs like that. But you can see the difference over here. It just explain the in a very high level, but you can also see that it maintains a whole context throughout the end. But that's the difference. Like you can actually use this as a template. So like you can do many changes, you can play with the prompts, you can do, yeah, whatever the changes you want with the prompt, and when you hit that, you can actually get a very beautiful context that you wanted. So this is one of the like you can also do this in the code as well. When you go with the AWS CLI, you can download the, you can get the APIs and you can test it out locally. And so that's what it does. And other than that, we can also do with the custom models. If you're having your own models uh, in Hugging Face, you can import it directly over here, and you can like customize, fine tune it. We'll see this in advanced sessions later. And in the model catalog, other than this, let's take, if we are having serverless. So other than serverless, we are having other 123 models, which is Bedrock Marketplace models. So what is Bedrock Marketplace models? It's actually the models that which we can use in our own servers. So if you are going to buy, like, let's take, there are many models, and there is also DeepSeek model over here. So it will be an on-demand process. You can deploy this in your in AWS, but the cost that it's going to be costing it will be on you. So still on this. Just- So I can deploy it directly. The open in playground, it won't be available for the other models. In the other than serverless model, it won't be available here. So once you can click on the deploy, it will be giving you the model name, the endpoint name, and also you can select the instance type. But it will be currently, it will be giving only one instance type, which is MLP5. Um, let's try it out to get the price of this model. So the price of it goes around $98 per hour, which is very huge. So that's up to you. If you're going to deploy this, it will be costing that much, and you can also use it to like do the deployment for your own activities, like creating your own RAG chatbots or agents like that. So, but currently it's not serverless. That's the only thing. Yeah, I'll cancel this. I don't want to deploy this. So other than this, if there are multiple open source tools that are available. Like actually DeepSeek, which is an open source model, you can download that model and you can run it locally. So maybe I can explain you how we can download that, which is a short example. You can download this Olama library. I'll show you how to do this. You can click on this download, and all you need to do is copy this curl command, which is for Mac, Windows, and Linux. So what it does is it downloads like this is Volama. It's an library. That this library it's made to like use multiple open source models in your local systems. You can run it without network access itself. So I guess I already downloaded this. Yeah. Oh, I haven't. I guess. This. So it's actually there, but currently I cannot use that. So once you've done this, what you can do is you can click on this models, and they are having the open DeepSeek R1 model, which is for they have open source the complete like all the parameters like from 1B to 671B a billion parameters. So the one of the good one is 7B, like that comes around 4.7 GB of data. All you need to do is Volumar and DeepSeek. It will be downloading the model, which takes some time, and once it's done, you can directly run it out in your local system itself. So, like I have it in my server. I don't, onto on the server right now. So that's the simple thing. You can like it runs in your CPU itself, but in CPU the time it takes to respond it's somewhat takes around 1 minute to respond. But other than if you have some good GPU like uh, 30 40 or 20 something like that, it gives you response in like around 10 to 15 seconds, and when you go with the other high speed like high speed GPUs, it gives the response much more faster than that. So um, yeah, so that's about Amazon Lex and also Bedrock. And like yeah, so you can follow me on LinkedIn, and also this is feedback for this session. Like we can also see what's the next questions that which you or which you need to learn. Like you can also give us suggestions if there is anything that which I need to improve, or like other session, other things that which you like to learn from the meetups that which will be organized, right? So you can drop down the suggestions as well. So it's anonymous, so you don't need to add your name as well. So you can add that. So that's about me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya, for this insightful discussion. I could resonate few things, but I don't want to deploy DeepSeek in my environment and charge me like $96 per hour, which is a costly thing for the viewers to deploy it. And I the sessions are very good. You have gone through the labs also, so it will be insightful in case if someone wants to explore about the lab sessions. And I think Llama 3, which you explained,
Mhm.
needs heavy computing, otherwise it will not run, I guess. And before we wrap up, I have a question. Like you said, we can deploy DeepSeek in our environment.
Like I got cut off. Like you can. I didn't get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'll just repeat it. You said we can deploy DeepSeek, right? We
Mhm.
have an API based browser. What I
Mhm.
understand is from the browser which you are getting for free, why do you need to charge $98
Yeah.
cost? So what I understand from the use case is probably it will give us only what are the content you're looking for. That
Mhm.
relevant answer you will be getting in a browser based. Or if you want to develop some kind of things, so you need to download it to your local machine and try exploring it. Can you give me
So
some use case related to that?
yeah, so like let's take if you are going to deploy it in AWS, it will be more serverless, and you can also hit it with your own APIs. You can use it anywhere you want, and like you don't need to manage your systems like that. So other than that, the one of the best thing that which you can do with Olama is you can run it locally without network access. So it will be giving the response with your own data as well, but it won't be using your own data for retraining. So it's actually much more useful when you run it locally. Other than that, you can also deploy the Olama inside an EC2 instance and directly
Uh-huh.
use that. So
Okay.
that is one of the better use case. Like if you don't want to pay around $100, you can deploy it in an like less complex, around like $10 per hour servers are available with a basic GPU. You can run that in that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm open for questions, guys. If you have any specific things or you want to know more about what was explained, you can free feel to ask Aditya.
Sure, Vijayaragam, we'll take another session on agents and action groups later.
Yeah, yeah, open voice is audible, right?
Mhm.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so Aditya, the session is so nice to hear because I'm not the person who are most familiar with AWS service and hosting
Mhm.
like that. So thanks for the session. So here I have kind of a questions like while I was speaking about the LLMs, where it's like mostly focused on the English kind of a language. So for example,
LLMs, I didn't get you. After LLMs, I didn't get you.
the LLMs are mostly focused on the languages, which is kind of mostly like the English languages. So I actually want to
deploy a model, especially like a Tamil or Telugu kind of a chatbot. So in this case, what's your suggestions? And I know it's a few fine tuning will be more useful. But apart from that, do you think any kind of a suggestions that I can do and making it okay?
Yeah. Yeah, first thing it will be like you need to collect the data sets. So one of the biggest stuff is like getting all the data like related to any language, that may be Tamil or Telugu or any languages. You need to collect the huge amount of data. So once you get the data, you can start from scratch itself. So like let's take there are multiple architectures. Like one of the better architectures right now, it's the R1 architecture, which was founded by like which was written by the DeepSeek team, right? So which was one of the better architecture. And all you need to do now is get the data, and you can start from scratch with a very less like less GPU itself. It doesn't take that much time. Like when you run it with your CPU, it takes around 10 to 12 days to train with around 40 GB of data.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like that. You can start from scratch itself. That is better when you go with starting for a new language. So
Yeah, so I have one more question. Like when you're speaking about the Tamil language, it's not such a easy as we think about English because it's a 26 letter and here it's like around 234 words, letters,
mhm.
right? So in that case, the grammar and the pronunciations is totally different. I thought that I have to feel like how the first standard to the fifth standard students will teach the Tamil, like how you make the sentences more proper. Is that also required in this case?
Yeah, so actually one of the biggest thing, like let me share my screen. I don't know, is it, I can't present that actually. So like yeah, what happens is one of the biggest thing that all the LLM does is you need to do an embedding. So embedding is converting the text that which are going to give into zeros and ones. It will be a very big context ratio. So like let's take, if you're going to give only for and, it will be having a very big context ratio. So the same way we need to do the embeddings for our own language itself. Like let's take, if you're going to go with like that, like the Tamil language, it will be start, we need to start from basic, like teaching to an KG student, and from there you need to take up like bit by bit. So that's how we can train an LLM better with our own language. So that's how it is.
Yeah. So, do you have any kind of experience, especially like trying a different kind of a languages model fine tuning?
Yeah, actually, like there is one for Hindi, but I haven't used that. But like even ChatGPT and DeepSeek, they have started to train with Tamil as well. Like you can ask it to respond only in Tamil, it will be giving you response in Tamil. Like it will be written in Tamil, but they are having some grammatical errors and mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does somewhat, so it does the work that which you expect, right? It does that. So.